Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance. Today's tool review is going to be from one of my favorite tool brands, at least as far as screwdrivers go, and that's the Vessel screwdrivers. I've got a new product of theirs because I've just fell in love with ball handle screwdrivers. I'd really like to find me some like real old wooden ones that I can kind of finish and keep up with. But I've bought several Vessels over the last probably year and a half or so, and then ultimately my favorite screwdrivers at this very moment are these Vera ball grip screwdrivers. It's kind of a combination between a Vessel and a Vera, and more so that you get those Vera laser tips. And I've been carrying these in my MP1 since I got them. That's my bread and butter pouch that I wear for most jobs that I do. So these are the two screwdrivers that get used the most. And you can see that they don't like to be kind of tapped on the end. That paint and stuff comes off. So I saw that and I noticed it, and I decided, you know what, I at least for probably need to get some strike throughs or something like that and have them be a part of my carry and see how that goes, just so I don't just wear these out. But it's going to be hard for me to pull these out of my bag. But I saw this product from Vessel, decided to get it because they've got several different versions of screwdrivers. One of the ones I bought very originally was this one, and it's really lightweight, doesn't really even feel like a screwdriver to me. And that was the very first one I bought, and I didn't really care for it until I didn't care for Vessel screwdrivers just because of that, until I got the Tang Thrus, because the weight of these is significantly more. I like a little bit heavier screwdriver. I like to feel like I've got something in my hand when I'm working with it, and that's why I really like this USB one, because it still feels like it's a powered screwdriver, but it still feels like a screwdriver. You know, it doesn't feel any different to me than holding this. It's not like it's a tool, so I can still use it as a regular screwdriver, and the weight with the battery and everything, it's kind of got the same similar weight as this Tang Thru. Well, then that got me into, I went ahead and bought this one, and I'm going to go ahead and order the slotted one as well, but I wanted to get one and kind of see how it was. And it's basically the Tang Thru, and this is a Phillips number 2, so it would be the equivalent of me swapping out this Vera one with that. And even though this one has this nice laser tip on it that I love so much, because I mean it just holds on to screws, it does a really good job with grip as far as if there's a screw that's in there tight or something like that. But again, I just don't like, because there's always times where I need to tap on this and I'll grab my pliers out and do it, and that's why that slotted one looks bad. So I thought, well, I'm gonna go ahead and check on this one. Well, they got versions of Tang Thru for Vessel as well, but this one has a ceramic ball inside of there. I don't know if you can see that. The only thing I'm not crazy about is it kind of sounds like you're shaking a paint can in a way. Let me see if you can hear it when you're moving around. I don't know that you're really going to hear it while you're working, or if it's just because I'm sitting there concentrating on it. But what that does is it breaks continuity from this point to this point. So on your normal demolition style driver, if I take continuity on my meter, if I take a lead and put it on this end and then put another lead on this end, I'm going to get continuity. So if you run into something electrical, you know, it's going to, you know, get you, because you've got metal all on this end, and if you got your hand on that and you touch something, it's going to shock. Whereas this Vessel, supposedly, which I'm not getting continuity, if I stick that there and I stick this here, I'm not getting anything. So it breaks continuity. That's what that little ceramic ball does. Now, whether or not I'm not suggesting that you probably would do this in lieu of an insulated screwdriver. I'm just saying, for your normal everyday screwdriver, if you're working and the next thing you know you got into some electrical that you didn't know you were going to get into, it might protect you a little bit of ways. Because on both of these screwdrivers on Amazon, the very first review down there, a guy's basically saying this will not protect you, and he goes in great detail about why. And again, I'm not saying I'm going to use this in situations where I would normally use an insulated screwdriver, but it's just a feature that's kind of extra to me. If you're going to run into a situation where you're just normally working, you didn't know some electrical was hot, or you didn't even know that there was some wherever it is, and you touch something, it's going to save you from maybe getting a shock. Possibly. Again, I don't know. That's one of them things that you'd have to test out, like a saw stop and see, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not willing to risk it. But that's the feature on here. So you got the Tang Thru. I could tap on this with the hammer. It's got a little bit more weight to it than this one, because it's heavier. It's more so in line with this one. If anybody's bought this one, I know several of you have gotten this one. And then it's also on top of that got a magnetic tip. So Where I'm losing the grip and the laser etching on the Vera, I'm going to gain a magnetic tip on the vessel. So that's kind of nice because you don't have that on the Vera screwdriver. I'm just relying on the tip. Of course, you can do a magnetizer or something like that on this one if you want to. So you can still get to a magnetic tip with this, but this one's kind of built into it. So maybe that's going to be, you know, the trade-off, that I'm getting a magnetic tip instead of the laser tip, but I'm also getting a Tang Thru. So again, these things run like $12.99, and that's the big reason why I decided to go with this one, was because, you know, I really love these screwdrivers, but right now they're pretty costly to get them to me because I have to get them through Amazon Japan. So I really don't want to be beating on those if I don't have to, and make them be my everyday bag. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see if I keep this one in there. I'm going to give it a go. And again, I'm going to go ahead and order me the slotted version as well and kind of test these out over time. But let me know in the comments below if any of you have this screwdriver, what you think about them. If any of you have had this screwdriver and you've hit some electricity, what's happened? You know, does the ball blow up in there? Does anything happen at all? Let us know that in the comments below as well, because again, who knows if it's really safe or not. And like I said, I would not use this as an insulated screwdriver. I just use that as some extra protection to kind of hopefully keep yourself from getting, you know, hurt if you run into something unexpected. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think about it. Hope it was useful in some way. You guys stay safe. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you on the next video.